Hey there. All right, so if you've been following the syllabus, you'll see that this week is a flex week. And basically, I dedicate this week to work on some of maybe the problem areas that I saw before from the hard news story, things that aren't necessarily in the book that we might have talked about, but they don't really cover it extensively in the book. So I want to make sure that you get good at it. And it's really just a chance to review some of those weak spots that you might have and make sure that you don't then again make these mistakes on the feature stories that are coming up. So that's what this week is about. Taking a look here at the week outline, you're going to be doing the practice assignment, which I'm about to go over. And then after the practice assignment, you're going to watch a video where I then review the answers with you. So that's our way of learning these issues that typically come up for students. I'll explain that again more in a minute. This week is also, you're going to see, it's a very light week. You don't have chapter readings, right? So you don't have to read anything in your book. You don't have a quiz. You don't even have an exercise that's due for points. This practice assignment is not even worth points. So you don't have anything that's necessarily worth points this week. That's because this week should be where you dedicate your time on getting that feature story done and written. So hopefully last week you were able to do the research, maybe interview someone. If not, then do that this week and then also start writing it this week because this is the week that you really should, I'm giving you the time to dedicate to get the feature story done. Next week, it's going to be a pretty heavy week. You have another AP exercise. It's going to take you some time. You have some more reading to do. That's going to take you some time. So next week's going to be much more crammed, and I don't want you to have to feel like getting your feature story done in 1 week too. It's going to be a lot and it's going to be hard, especially because on these feature stories, I am going to be grading them, stricter than I did with the hard news story. Your hard news story, I knew that for many of you, that's the first time you might be doing a journalistic story, and you're not going to be perfect. And even on this feature story that's coming, I know you're not going to be perfect. But what I do look for is, are you improving, right? That feedback that I gave you, did you apply it on this next one? What I'm about to go over here, this practice assignment, right? So the lessons that we learn in this practice assignment, do those slip in again on this next assignment? Because if they do, then what you got before, even if what you got before was a B and you do the same quality of work, this next one is not going to be a B. It's going to be lower because I'm looking for, I'm grading these on a different standard. I'm grading these on the standard being that you've had a run through right now. I pointed out mistakes and that you're fixing those mistakes and getting better. So with that said, I give you this week to give you a lot of time to really make sure you're going back and editing, reworking your draft. When I submit something, never is it the first draft and I'm done. I've never just sat down, written something, and didn't have any mistakes, didn't have to rework it. Oftentimes, if I have the luxury of a week, which I normally do, I come back, I look back at it the next day, change some more, come back another day, change some more. Maybe I then completely get rid of a few paragraphs, then I restructure things, then I go back and check for AP mistakes. I'm constantly working on it. So that first draft you do is never going to be as good as the second, third, fourth, fifth draft. So that's why I want to give you the time for this week to maybe come up with a few drafts and keep working on it. And then, of course, continue to read news every day and just connecting the lessons that we learned. Also, I just want to make a note. Great job with, for most of the class with the analysis of the profile story. I can really see that you're connecting what you saw from chapter 10 in that, with that story you had to read. And that's kind of the level that I'm hoping you do when you read other news stories that I'm not requiring you to read. So obviously, I don't expect you to sit down and necessarily write out a 500-word analysis. But if you're reading these news stories every day, try to connect it to something that you saw in the book. Say, you know what, I remember learning about this for a lead. Or yeah, I remember when we talk about story structure or that the GOAL acronym for feature stories or whatever it is. And by doing what you did for that analysis, for that last assignment, by just doing that on your own in your mind, you start to make the connections, and then it's going to make your own writing better because you've seen examples and you understand how it works. All right, so let me just talk quickly about this practice assignment. It's going to be set up like a quiz. You're going to have, though, it's going to be short answers that you're going to give for all of them. In fact, I'll open it up in a second. You're going to be doing short answers, but it's not graded, right? So it's not worth any points, and there's no time limit. So you can start working on it, come back, work on it another day, and just keep working on it throughout the week. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want you to practice it and really make sure that you're understanding these weak spots that I saw pop up, not on everybody's assignment, but on a lot. And I want to make sure that if you didn't make that mistake the last time, you might make it on the next one. So we're trying to prevent those too. So I want you to go through this. As you're going to see, because after I do this, do this video, I'm going to give you the answer video for here. Look, I'm not stupid. I know what you could just do is, do this after you watch the video and just make those answers then, and do it after the video. I know you could do that, but you're not helping yourself by doing that, right? Because everything that's going to be in here are things I'm going to be looking at for your feature story. So you could take the shortcut here, watch my answer video, put in the answers then, come back and do the assignment, get by this week, but then when it's for the grade, when it's worth that 100 points for your feature story, if I see that you're not applying the stuff that we learned here, like I said before, even if you were able to get away with a B or a C before, it's going to be a C or a D. And I don't want that for you. So make sure that you take the time, take this seriously. It's going to take you some time to do it if you're doing it right. And then watch the video after. Really make sure you understand my answers that I give you for both. And then after that, hopefully you'll have a much better grasp on the lessons that I'm trying to give you. But again, nothing here is formally due as far as points. I will make this quick announcement. This, if you don't do it, it's just going to be minus 25 points. So put it this way: you're not going to be earning or points for this. It's not worth 25 points. As in, you could get 5 points, could get 15, you could get 25. Even if you do this and you get them all wrong, I'll still give you, I'm still going to give you full credit for it. You're not losing any points. But if you just don't do the assignment, I'm minusing 25 points off of what your total grade is. So that's in a way how it is worth some points. If you don't do it, you're losing points. But if you do it, even if you get it all wrong, I care that you did it and that you're learning from it, so you don't lose any points. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, it's hard doing these videos because I can't gauge if that makes sense to you guys or not. But bottom line is, just do the assignment and you're okay. No problems. All right, so watch the other video after you do this one. But if you have any questions, of course, you can always message me. Keep up the good work. We are more than halfway done, so we're getting near the finish line here. We're in the second, third. We're entering being done with 2/3 of the class. So you guys are pretty close to seeing that finish line. The last few weeks are going to be mostly writing assignments, so we're getting even close to being done with quizzes and stuff. But take these next few weeks, still learn the lessons, these new lessons that are coming in, because again, all these lessons are building up for your final project and your final 2 writing assignments. And I'm grading on a harder and harder standard, but the point is, by the time you get there, you'll have had all this training that you'll be able to apply it. You can do much better than you would have, if we started this semester with one of these projects.